Hello, my name is Robert Fripp from King Crimson. You know, when I'm not busy envisioning bold new experiments in musical sound like Thrack Attack, or putting out a live edition of every concert I've ever performed, I like to listen to the best of Bobby Fuller 4, featuring I Fought the Law. I'm not going to insult my own intelligence by playing I Fought the Law for you. Surely you've heard that song, even if you were raised in America. But I wanted to play this to show you that Bobby Fuller was a talented songwriter. Many people don't realize that, but he was. So I'm going to play some of his songs, some of his own compositions, so that you can see that the man had great talent before the Mafia had him killed. This song is called Only When I Dream. It was written by Bobby Fuller 4. Granted, it would have sounded better with a Chapman stick. Okay, here's another one. This one is called Don't Ever Let Me Know. It begins with a long improv piece on piano. It probably would have worked better as a 12-minute improv piece with some more give and take between the drummer and the bass player. But for what it is, it's very good. Okay, I'm going to turn it over now. You know, one time I was in a car with Greg Lake, and he said to me, you know what we should do? We should reunite the first edition of King Crimson and do a tour. And I politely started laughing and politely said to him, only in your dreams, and no fucking way. Which I thought was an appropriate response, seeing as how I'm an artist. He threw me out of the car. Okay, here is a song entitled Let Her Dance. One good thing about Bobby Fuller is that you don't have to be a person of normal intelligence to enjoy it. Even Americans, college students can enjoy his work. It's very accessible, not very challenging. I remember this one time, I was dining with John Wetton and his family, and John said to me, you know what would be good is if we had a reunion of the Red era King Crimson and went on tour, because that's a very popular record. I think people would enjoy that. I politely responded by laughing till milk shot out my nose all over the table. Then I turned to John and said, you're out of your mind, you're a loser. And I turned to his wife and said, you're married to a failure, you should get a divorce. He hasn't had a creative idea in 30 years. And then I turned to his small children, ages 6 and 8, and said, your father is a failure and a loser and should commit suicide, and because you were created from his DNA, you will also fail in life and should probably put a bullet in your brain tonight. Okay, here's a song called Another Sad and Lonely Night. He was very much influenced by the music of the 50s, like Buddy Holly. Although he performed in the 60s until he was murdered by the Mafia. Here's a song called My True Love.
Fairer she than you would dream to find is my own true love. Sweeter she than the sweetest wine is my true love. Gentle
reminds me of back when Bill Bruford first asked if he can be in King Crimson. He'd been in Yes for a few years, and I said to him, I don't think you're ready. But then a few years later, after the band did Close to the Edge, I met with Bill Bruford again, and he had become extremely arrogant and obnoxious, and that's when I knew he was ready. Okay, this is a song called Saturday Night. I remember this one time I was playing a show at a college with the League of Crafty Guitarists, and after the performance I decided to hold a Q&A with the college students because after all it's a university, and a student raised his hand and said, I have a question about King Crimson's discipline. And I said, we're not here to talk about King Crimson's discipline. I've never been so disgusted. Then the next student raised his hand and said, hi, I have a question about the League of Crafty Guitarists and the performance that you just conducted. And I said, we're not here to talk about the League of Crafty Guitarists or the performance that we just conducted. I thought this was a university. Okay, this next song is called Fool of Love. Okay, I do enjoy the song, but it's a bit upsetting that nowhere in Fool of Love did he find a way to include a large K and a lowercase c. I think maybe it could have been Fool of Love or Fool of Love, but... Okay, and here's one more song. It's called Never to Be Forgotten. These are all written by Bobby Fuller. Bobby Fuller, an extremely talented songwriter who died too young, is murdered by the mafia. Very talented man. I would never in a million years have let him in King Crimson. He just didn't have it. Never in a million years would I have let him in King Crimson. He was brilliant, but come on. And it has more to it, but I've got some guitar improvisations to be working on tonight. So I'll close this by introducing you to my dog. His name is Henry the dog. Do you want to chase a stick? Okay, let me go get the Chapman stick and we can throw that around for a while.